It's the champ, Shannon the Cannon, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And you're watching Sports Icons. Subscribe. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Champ.
Right, article here in description as always. So Deontay Wilder has said once he defeats Tyson Fury, he's willing to fight Anthony Joshua next. Where we heard that before, right? Anyway, so as I said, it's in the description box. And here is Deontay Wilder's statement. I want to bring back the golden days of boxing. It's not been back since 2004 with Lennox Lewis. Everyone knows that as the heavyweight division goes, so goes boxing. I'm willing to fight Joshua. This is not us. They know what we want. If we can't come to an agreement, there will be no fight. I'm moving on with my career. I can't wait around. The world knows I tried to get the fight with Joshua. They are trying to milk the people in the UK, but after the next fight, I'm willing and I'm ready. I'm always ready. There will be one champion, there'll be one face. He goes by the name of Deontay Wilder. We still have a bit more to go with the fight against Tyson Fury. It's definitely going to happen. It should be announced very soon. The only reason it would not is if their side backs out. As of today, everything is 100% ready to go. Deontay Wilder's statement. So the Tyson Fury bit, okay, so it's very, very close. And yet again, he's saying that if the fight doesn't happen, then it's always somebody else's fault. It's what he does. It's everybody else's fault, never takes any kind of responsibility, right? Now, as far as Joshua goes, isn't it a coincidence right now that Joshua, very, very close to announcing Big Baby Jarrell Miller, now Wilder comes out of the woodwork. He's been hiding for so long, hasn't been responding to phone calls, hasn't been responding to emails, and suddenly now he's going to come out and start talking about Joshua. Isn't that amazing? But this is what he does consistently. Look over the history. This is what he does. He always talks about Joshua when Joshua already has a fight lined up. But when Joshua doesn't have a fight lined up and talks are heading towards Deontay Wilder, every excuse in the book not to fight him. Now, first of all, I hope that he's right and he's telling the truth, that he does want to fight Joshua. That's what I hope. I want to see that fight. You want to see that fight. Everyone wants to see that fight. But first things first, we would all love it if Tyson Fury went over there and done him. Now, a lot of people will be fine with him not taking the Anthony Joshua fight now. Had he have just come out, or his team come out, or even responded to Eddie Hearn and say, listen, we're not going to negotiate with you. We're not going to fight you next. I got a draw against Tyson Fury. I need to rectify that. I do want to fight Joshua, but right now I need to rectify that draw. People would understand. But to just go into hiding, nobody understands that. To turn down 40%, no, well, I say turn down, not even respond to 40%. Keep it going for a good couple of months now. It's not good enough. That is ducking, that is hiding. And now, of course, with Joshua, he's close to announcing Big Baby Jarrell Miller. Deontay Wilder comes out of the woodwork. And of course, he's very close, as he says, to fighting Tyson Fury. So, of course, naturally, he's going to be talking about Anthony Joshua, of course. He needs to build that fight, right? Now, listen, he says that everyone in the world knows that he is the one that wants to fight with Joshua. In other words, saying that it's Joshua that isn't. But yet Joshua offered you a contract, right? He sent you a physical contract for a guaranteed £15 million or $15 million, whatever it was. 15 million, okay? For everything that you agreed to, terms that you agreed to. And then you didn't sign. But you and your fanboys just go, yeah, but he said that he's going to fight him. He agreed to fight him. Right, okay, so that means he did, yeah? But sign the contract bit. We don't want to talk about that bit, no. We don't want to talk about the fact he didn't sign the contract. Their reasoning being, well, we didn't know if the Anthony Joshua fight was definitely next. Well, it was next because Eddie Hearn told you it was next. He even sent it to you in email. It was next. Oh, yeah, but we don't know exactly when it is. Well, you did, end of October, early November. Principality Stadium, Cardiff, Wales, because Wembley was not available. Wembley was only available September 22nd when Joshua took on Povetkin, but it wasn't available for Wilder because Showtime didn't want to put that fight on pay-per-view at that time because it was clashing with the Triple G Canelo Part 2 rematch fight. So he did everything in the world. Yeah, okay, Joshua. I agreed to come to the UK, and yes, I accept the 15 million, all the terms and everything. Yeah, of course. Yeah, send us a contract. Contract comes through. Oh, crap. What? They actually sent us a contract? Oh, damn. I thought Joshua had already agreed to fight Povetkin. Oh, no. How am I getting out of this one? This is what Wilder does. He can't be trusted. And to say, what, 40% isn't good enough? See, he says right there, they know the terms. What terms? What, 50-50? You don't earn 50-50. You've got one belt. Since when does, as a lot of people were saying, including your fanatical fans, were saying that Joshua, he should just offer Wilder 30%. That's good enough, right? But suddenly now he offers him 40%. No, that's not good enough. It has to be 50-50. 50-50 for what? Since when does 30% good enough, then getting a draw, raise your stock? When everybody knows that you lost to Tyson Fury. A guy who sat on the couch for 2.5 years, spent a lot of time at home watching TV, putting takeaway food down his throat, putting drugs up his nose. Since when does that guy come back and beat you? Listen, he beat you. Most people agree with that one. And you got a gifted draw. Since when does that raise your profile enough to get 50-50? Come on now. Come on. You've had double the fights of Joshua. Think about it. As I said, I would be perfectly fine, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will be perfectly fine if he'd have said just now, or a couple of months ago, listen, I got a draw against Tyson Fury, a draw that should never have happened because I should have walked through Tyson Fury at this stage of Tyson Fury's comeback, but it didn't happen. This cherry pick backfired on me, this guy who sat on the couch who I should have walked through, and I didn't. I got embarrassed, and I need to rectify that. People would understand. People say, fair enough. Because I've always said, and a lot of you guys say, that if you lose a fight or if you draw a fight, you should always try and rectify it, always. So nobody is hating on the fact that he would be fighting Tyson Fury, but people have a problem when you don't even respond to emails. Joshua could have had a fight set up a long time ago, but they were trying to negotiate with your team because your team said, come speak to us after the Fury fight. So that's what they did, but you don't even respond. That is called ducking. It's ducking. And of course now Joshua's got a fight with Miller, and he's got a fight coming up with Tyson Fury. Suddenly now, the name Anthony Joshua is on his lips. Come on now. Look, your fans don't want the fight. You never wanted the fight. You could have fought Joshua already. We could already have an undisputed champion, what, 2-3 months ago? We could have already had that. But you're afraid to come to the UK, much like you're probably going to fight Tyson Fury in America again, right? Because you're afraid to come to the UK. We know that you are. It's plainly obvious that you are. And you certainly don't want to come to Joshua. This is all about ego. You don't want to be seen as a B-side to anybody. Listen, you know, you're a man's man, fair enough. But in reality, you are a B-side to Anthony Joshua. You could have been a unified champion. Why didn't you fight Charles Martin? Why didn't you fight Klitschko? Why didn't you fight Joseph Parker? But then you come out with 50 million. It's in the bag that come from your email, not your team's email, but your email, but yet refuse to send over a contract unless you agree to it. What? Agree to what, exactly? What are we agreeing to? See, Joshua, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, Freddie Cunningham, everybody's going to be looking at that going, what? Okay, what are we agreeing to here? 50 million for what? Well, 50 million and you get my house? Well, 50 million you get my girl and my kids? What do you want? You need to show me terms. I'm contracted to certain broadcasters like Sky Sports. I have to fight on Sky Sports. This is the voluntary. But the money was coming from BT Sport. So again, you knew that. You ducked Anthony Joshua. And everybody knows that your fans don't want the fight. And they keep giving you a pass after pass after pass. I've never known a fan base that wants to give a man a pass for what? Doing what? Ducking. And then calling everybody else a duck. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And some of the leaders out there who's encouraging other channels to spread this absolute lie of a narrative, these people don't want the fight. They don't want it. They never did. It's what these channels do. They're doing it just for views and for subs. Yeah, we want the fight, Joshua the Ducker. They're feeding your ego. They're lying to you. And you, like zombies, believe it. Even though the truth is quite plainly there. Wilder never wanted it. So Wilder saying now he wants to fight, it's just him saying, I want to fight. And this is what these guys are going to go with in the future. Well, he said that on February the 7th that he wants to fight Anthony Joshua next after he defeats Tyson Fury. So if that fight don't happen, well, it's not Deontay Wilder's fault because he said that he wants to fight. So that's good enough for us. behave yourselves. And these guys go around and start chastising Joshua and then chastising Anthony Joshua fans who quite plainly point out the obvious, that should be obvious for everybody, and then chastise all other channels. And then what do? They delete their video and then try and claim victim, like what? Their video got flagged, their video got reported. Absolute lies. Nobody does that. It's absolute lies. This is the narrative. These guys, their guy Wilder lost that last fight. He lost it. He lost. Charlo, another one of their guys, lost. Errol Spence Jr. What happens if he loses next? Listen, anyway, all that aside, I think that Wilder versus Fury, the rematch, will do very, very well. I really do. And of course, I hope that Tyson Fury wins that fight. I hope he goes in there focused and doesn't prat around again. And obviously doesn't get clipped, because of course this could always happen with Deontay Wilder. As I've always said, he's dangerous in the first round right the way up to the last minute of round number 12. He's dangerous. But anyway, hopefully Tyson Fury goes in there and rescues that belt, because I don't believe for a second that Wilder wants this fight with Joshua. He's now just back on the whole using Anthony Joshua's name for profile. Listen, man, you've been ducking Joshua. This fight could have already happened. All you had to do was sign that contract. That's all you had to do, was sign the contract. And you didn't do it. And then you've been ignoring all kinds of emails. You've been ignoring 40%, man. And a guaranteed rematch? Come on now. I don't believe a word of what you're saying. But I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. So if you defeat Tyson Fury, I fully expect you to be reasonable in the negotiations. You are not a 50-50 with Anthony Joshua. You're not even close to it. You could have been, but you avoided Charles Martin, you avoided Vladimir Klitschko, and you avoided Joseph Parker. You could have been an equal A side with Joshua in this, but it's your fault, it's your team's fault, it's your fans' fault for keep encouraging you to duck. Anyway, that's my thoughts. You drop me yours, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.